Okay, so this little session for your hands is like giving your hand a massage, but towards the end, we're going to include some work around the right eye and some different movements with the hands, which will incorporate the whole body, including your feet. So we're going to do this session seated. So once you've done it a couple of times, you can do this lying down, but we're going to do it sitting in a chair to begin with. So preferably in a chair where you can have both of your feet on the ground, so you're not having your feet around the chair legs or on a ledge. So just have both feet sitting on the floor and have your elbows, like I have here, on a table or a desk in front of you. And if you don't have anything like that, you can have, if you're sitting in a chair that's got armrests, you're sitting in a sofa, then you can have your elbows on the armrest, but have your feet on the ground, so don't tuck your feet up underneath you. And close your eyes for a moment and just sense the contact with the environment that you're in. So both feet are on the floor. Notice how your feet are resting there, if one foot tends to roll out or if one foot tends to roll in. Notice the knees, if there's a gap between them or if they're falling in towards each other. And then notice the weight of the pelvis on the chair that you're sitting on. And the weight goes up through the spine, through the ribs, shoulders, arms, neck, the head sitting on top of the spine. Just getting a clear sense of the bones of your body. If you were to draw a line straight down the middle of yourself and compare right side to left side, what would you notice? Are you aware of one side more than the other? Does one side seem wider, shorter, longer? Does one side feel more in contact with the surface that you're on? Maybe the foot, you're more aware of one foot than the other. Maybe one side of the pelvis you're more aware of. Maybe you're more aware of one shoulder. And then notice your hands. Does one hand seem tighter or looser, bigger, without actually looking at your hands, just sensing. Just notice, just for a moment, notice the breath as well as noticing your contact with the chair and the floor, the bones of you. Can you sense the breath as well? Can you also hear any noises around you? Maybe any noises coming from outside, the cars, or the wind, or any people walking around. Can you hear any noises coming from, maybe you've got the radio on in the background or the TV? Can you notice? Can you bring that sense and that awareness of the noises you can hear along with the sense of the bones of your body and your breath? Okay. So with your eyes open now, if you want to, so wherever you are, if your elbows are on the table or if they're resting on the armrest, look at your hands and bring them together. So interlace your hands and just notice which thumb is on top and which little finger is right at the back there. Okay. So just noticing which thumb's on top, and it's not too tight, it's just nicely relaxed. The elbows where they are, with your shoulders, and with the breath. Okay, so this is a normal sort of habitual way. Now, if you were to unlace your hands and interlace them again, so the other thumb is on top and the other middle finger has changed. And just notice the non-habitual way. Just feel the difference. So try it again, put it back to how it was, the habitual way. Take that apart and put it back the non-habitual way. So the other thumb is on top. And just notice, what you sense in your breath, in the bones in your body, how you're sitting in that non-habitual way. We'll come back to that at the end of the session. Let it go. Okay, so we're going to use the right hand to trace the left hand. So this is why you need the armrest or the desk. So you're going to have your left hand open, the palm open, and the fingers out straight, but not strained. Just relax there, and the right hand facing it. So there's a gap between them. Maybe if you imagine that you're holding a ball. So we're going to trace the left hand in a very specific way. So your right hand's going to be active, and the left hand's going to be passive. So it's not going to move. So we'll start with the right thumb. So with your right thumb, move that towards your left thumb. So your left thumb's not going to move, and start to draw a circle with the right thumb around the top of your left thumb. And then you can start to move around the sides, around the front of it, around the back of it. So your right hand's doing all the moving and the left hand is staying fairly still. You might need to move it a little bit to get around if it feels awkward, but you're not doing a lot of movement, not the same amount of movement with the left hand as you are with the right. You're tracing around the sides of your left arm, the bottom of it, where it meets the hand, the pad, the top, the back, the thumb, the nail, all of it. And discover the easiest way for you to do that. So don't make it complicated, keep it simple. And as you're doing that, can you notice your breath? And notice your breath, the surface that you're sitting on. Intentions in your right thumb and your right hand. The left thumb, left hand stays passive. Top, bottom, sides, the entire thumb all the way down to where it connects to the rest of your hand. Close the eyes if you want to. You can do it with the eyes open. You can do it with the eyes closed. It's quite nice to sense it with the eyes closed and feel what's happening. Or you might pick up on something different. The softness of the skin, the length of the bones, the joints, the wrinkles, the creases. Gently tracing. Feet on the ground, heels on the ground, feel the weight of yourself in the chair. Okay, stop that for a moment, let it go, lower your hands and rest for a moment. Just notice, sense if you're taking the attention to the right and the left side of your body. Notice the right side compared to your left side, maybe how the right hand feels compared to your left. Notice what you feel. Maybe noticing the right side of your face and the left side of your face. Maybe if you were feeling that in your imagination, the sensation in your imagination, how it would actually feel. Without actually touching your face, but just sensing the right side compared to the left. Any differences? Okay, so come back. Open your eyes and come back with the hands. And let's move to the index finger. So the right index finger moves over to the left. So remember, the left hand isn't moving. Your right index finger comes across and starts to trace around the left index finger in any which way that is simple for you to do. Keep it easy. Tracing all around the left index finger, which is passive, as your right hand and right index finger moves around the tip, the sides, all the way down. Feeling with the right index finger how it connects into your hand. Slowly, gently tracing around that left index finger, noticing the bumps, the nail. Close your eyes and sense how it is different now without looking at it. The creases, the bends, noticing the skin, how the skin feels on this left index finger. Slowly, gently, being aware of your breathing, being aware of the ground, the feet, your pelvis in the chair. No rush, no goal here. We're just being aware, just sensing. When you've had enough time to do that, please stop and rest. Take your hands down. Your eyes closed for a moment. Take your attention to scanning yourself. Feeling the right side of your face, maybe the right eye compared to the left eye. right side of your neck, and down the right arm compared to the left arm, and pelvis, knees, all the way down to your feet. Can you feel in your mind's eye your toes? The big toe, the next toe. What do you do when you notice? Just notice all your toes, all the way to your little toe. Okay. Then come back to where you were, come back to the elbows, maybe on the desk again or on those armrests of your chair, wherever you are. And then come to the middle finger. So left hand staying fairly still. And then this middle finger, the long finger, tracing around the right one, tracing around the left. Remember, the right hand's moving, the left hand staying fairly passive. And around the pad, nail. You find your way. I'm just talking you through various options. You find what's good for you. The joints, close your eyes if you want to notice, sense the skin, the joints, the lines, the creases, all the way down to where that middle finger connecting to your hand. Around, going back up. Which side you choose to go back up? Is it one of the right side, the left side, the front, or the back? And what can you do to make it a more gentle movement? If you think you're going gentle and slow, could you go slower and softer? What can you do to progressively get more relaxed as you do this? Is there a way of relaxing your hand? There's some kind of tension, maybe a muscular contraction that you might be using that you don't need to, that you can let go. Are you breathing? What's your jaw doing? Are the muscles in your face beginning to relax? Okay, so gently let that go. Bring the hands down. Rest however you'd like to rest for a moment. Noticing the breath again. Noticing your feet. Again, doing the scan of the body, knees, how you're resting in the chair. How you're breathing. Can you sense that breath in the ribs and your chest, in the back of you as well as the front? Okay, so then come to the back to where you were, to now tracing around the fourth finger, ring finger. So your left hand staying fairly passive now again, and your right finger tracing around the pad of your ring finger on the left, up and down. And noticing the skin, the softness, any sensations. Not ignoring them, just allowing them. Lines, the creases, joints, which part of your finger you're going to move down as you go. You need to twist your left hand slightly to get there. That's okay, but you're not overly moving that left hand. It's your right hand that's doing all the work here. Every millimeter, every area of that finger. Close your eyes if you feel it's easier, or if you feel the skin more of the eyes closed. You sense more what's happening in that finger. Doing it a way which is the most pleasing to you, the most satisfying to you. Organising your body in whatever way you do to make that comfortable and easy, relaxing move. Softening your tongue, eyelids, toes. And when you're done, relax your hands down again, come back to sensing the bones of your body. Remember this pace that I'm going at. If it's too fast for you, you can pause the video and come back when you feel ready. Sensing your body, scanning from the head all the way down, spine, pelvis, how you're resting in the chair, the length of the femur, going to your knee, down to all the way to your ankle, the bones in your shin, going into your feet, noticing your toes. Okay, so come back, and then the last finger is the little finger, your right little finger, and then tracing around the left. The left little hand, little finger on the hand, staying passive for the most part. Noticing how it connects to the hand. Closing your eyes when you feel you need to, just to sense the skin, the bone, and underneath the skin, the creases, where the little joints are, the nail. Noticing your breath, relaxing your tongue, eyelids, jaw, shoulders. And so when you're done, bring your hands down, and again, rest for a moment. Sensing your breath, how you're resting, weight of the pelvis, how the feet feel on the floor. Noticing your spine. Then cast your mind back to the beginning of the session when we were interlacing our fingers. Can you do that again? So just feel what's different, just normal, interlacing the hands as you normally do. Do the fingers feel different? Do the hands feel different? Maybe more looser, more relaxed? Pay your attention to the wrists, the arms, shoulders, spine. Notice the thumb that's on top. Then take the fingers away from each other and go back into the non-habitual way. So the other thumb is on top. Just sense that, and then close your eyes and try it a few times. So take the hands away from each other, go back into the habitual way of just interlacing them as normal. And then take the hands away from each other in the non-habitual way. So the other thumb is on top. The hands can be near your face if you want to, or they could be in your lap. And then take the hands away from each other, rest them down again. Pause for a moment. You can rest in your chair, or if you want to, you can get up and have a walk around. And when you feel ready, come back to sitting, getting comfortable on the chair, bend your elbows again. And just having the hands in front of your face again, and just having the right hand, all of the fingers of the right hand, now just touching the pads of the right hand with the right fingers, just touching all of the fingers and the thumb on the left. So the right hand comes towards the left, touches, the left thumb touches the right, index finger touching the left, all the way through, and just let them rest there for a moment. And just feel the right hand and the left hand with your eyes closed if you can. What differences do you feel in each finger? Which finger seems more relaxed or maybe more easier to sense? And if you were to go and scan at the same time the right fingers and the left fingers, and going up the right arm and the left arm, up your shoulders, down your spine to your hips, feet on the floor, which of your toes on the floor can you feel, even if you've got shoes on? Can you feel, can you sense, because you've still got the fingers touching, can you sense the right thumb touching your left thumb? Okay, but can you sense your right thumb and your right big toe at the same time? Your left thumb and your left big toe at the same time, without holding your breath. And then can you sense your right index finger and your second toe. And can you sense your left index finger and your left second toe? Can you sense those? And how about your two middle fingers? Your third finger, can you sense that on the right side and your third toe? And on the left hand, the third finger, the longest finger, and the third toe on the left foot. Can you sense that at the same time? And then coming to your fourth finger on the right hand, can you sense that and your fourth toe on the right side? Make that connection, and then maybe sensing the left ring finger and the fourth toe on the left foot. Can you sense that at the same time? And then can you go all the way to your little fingers where they're touching? Can you sense those on the right hand and the little toe, and then the left on the little toe on the left? All right, leave your hands now passive, just rest for a moment. Can you sense your feet, and can you sense your hands? And now just come back to where you were and make little gentle circles on the pads of your fingers of the left hand using your right hand. So all the fingers at the same time. So the right hand's touching the left hand, and you're just drawing little circles around the pads. So right thumb's touching the left thumb, right index finger is touching the left, long fingers are touching, ring fingers are touching, little fingers are touching, and then just drawing little circles on the pads of your left fingers using the right fingers. Very slow, gentle. Relax your jaw, notice your breath. And then come rest, let the hands down. Take a moment and scan the right side of your body, the fingers, the hand, go all the way down to your toes. Do all the way down the right side. And then scan on the left side from the hand all the way down to your toes, noticing what you notice. Yeah, just notice what you notice. Okay, then you're going to start to touch if you want to. You're going to have to do this part of the session if you don't want to do this, but you can if you want to. With your index finger, have it touch your right eye. So have your right index finger gently touch around your right eye. Don't forget to breathe. It's going around the eyelid. It's just sensing the shape of your eyeball. Obviously, right eye shut. Your left eye closed as well. Just resting. Left hand resting. And then let that go. Gentle, gentle away. Relax and breathe. And then the next finger. Just going around. Just gently touching. And let that go. And then the next finger, the ring finger, just gently touching the eyelid on that right side. Noticing the eyeball, shape of it, shape of the eyelid, the height and the length. And then the little finger. And let that go, lower the arms, lower your hands. And just feel and sense that right eye, the eyelid in your mind's eye. Without touching it, just sensing it, the forehead, the cheekbone, the distance between the eye and the forehead, the eye and the cheekbone, the eye and the mouth. The pelvis now, noticing all the way down your spine, sensing your pelvis. And then sense your feet on the floor. Notice what you feel. Sense your breath. Then come back to what we did in the beginning. Interlacing the hands, whether they're in your lap or if you're back at the table. Just the usual way of interlacing the hands. Sensing what you sense with your fingers, your hands, how they feel. And then take that away and do the non-habitual way of interlacing, so the other thumb is on top. The eyes closed, just sensing that. And do that a few times again. Habitual way, non-habitual way. And bring the hands back down, rest them either on the table or in your lap. And then when you feel ready, open your eyes and slowly come up to standing. Reach the ground underneath your feet, the length of your legs, pelvis, spine, shoulder blades, either side of your spine, the length of your arms hanging from your shoulder blades, the width of your collarbone. And just notice for a moment the fingers and the distance between your fingers and your collarbone, and the distance between your fingers and your toes. And have a little slow walk around the room that you're in, just sensing the fingers, the arms, the connection all the way down into your toes. Being aware of your breath, the noises around you, the bones of your body, and what you're seeing as you walk around the room. Happy practicing.